لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome everyone for today's session. And in my opinion, this is actually one of the most important topics that we need to be discussing, which is focused on health and medical advice. And it's very important to prepare each time that you go for any travels, not just for Hajj, but for Hajj particularly because of the physical exhaustion and all this different issues that we go through while we're going to perform our Hajj. So it's important to actually get some advice and get it from the right people. And I don't want to take up any of the time for today's seminar. I want to make sure Dr. Bukhari, who is with us today, can take over and give us all the advice. I do want to mention Dr. Bukhari is not just a medical doctor. He is also very experienced in the field of Hajj as well too. I have personally worked with him multiple times in Hajj. So he is very experienced when it comes to Hajj itself and as a medical doctor. So inshallah today he will be going over many of the issues that you may be facing during Hajj and give you advice and give you some consultation on the medical side. Thank you, Dr. Bukhari, for joining us. You can take over, inshallah.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. It's always a pleasure to be here with Harun. MashaAllah, Hafiz Harun has been an amazing friend to me for a very, very long time. I am very blessed to be in your company. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has invited each and every one of you to his sacred house. And this is only by invitation. All of you are very blessed and very lucky to get this invitation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for Hajj. You have chosen some of the best people that I know on this earth to go to Hajj with Ainul Haramain, with Harun and Sami Bhai, Hafiz, both of them Hafiz Quran, mashallah. May Allah bless them and their team. They're an amazing team, and this Hajj, you will have an enjoyable Hajj, inshallah. We pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes this Hajj easy for all of us and blessed for all of us, and a Hajj Mabrur, as the Prophet ﷺ said, that a Hajj that is accepted by Allah, there's no reward except for Jannah. There is no reward for a Hajj that has been accepted by Allah except for paradise, Jannah. And inshallah, if time permits and in the future, we'll talk about what helps someone attain a Hajj Mabrur, a Hajj that is accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What are some tips and tricks for that? Today's session is about the health and medical advice for the Hujjaj. And this is collected over time. This is based on experience and obviously professional opinions. And so we'll dive right into it. And then if you have any questions, go ahead and post them on the messaging boards, and then we'll address them later on. And we'll begin now, inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So a lot of people ask this question: what are the required vaccines for Hajj and Umrah? Honestly, the main requirement these days is the meningitis, the meningococcal, okay? As long as you have a paper or proof that shows that you have received a form of meningitis, and I get this all the time, and that's why I'm specifying the words that I'm choosing. If you have any form of meningitis vaccine on a piece of paper, okay, within the last 5 years, okay, it's valid. And very rarely do they check, but when they do check, okay, they want that proof, okay? And it should be something that's very professional, all right? The meningococcal vaccine is the most important vaccine that you will need, and try to get it as soon as possible. Many people ask me, where do I get it from? The most of the time you can get it from your health department, your local health department, wherever you are in the States or wherever you are in the countries. You go to your local health department, or you ask your PCP, your primary care physician, or a doctor that you know that deals with vaccines, especially the children vaccines. They'll be able to tell you where you're able to get that vaccine. Now, it used to be COVID-19, but it's not required anymore. They recommend it. But If you don't want to get that vaccine, I'm with you on that. Yellow fever, polio, flu, pneumococcal. These are also other vaccines that are dependent on where you're living and where you're traveling from, okay? I would recommend the flu shot if you got it because it does help. A lot of people get sick with flu. And the pneumococcal vaccine is also important for pneumonia because a lot of people do get pneumonia. You're talking about being amongst millions of people from every country in the world. Obviously, you will be exposed to respiratory illnesses. And so the more you can protect yourself, the better it will be. And these two vaccines do help. Although, there's a difference of opinion. If you don't want to, that's up to you. Then we just pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, we're in a healthy state. So that's that. So pilgrims are recommended to update their vaccine status, okay? If you haven't been updated, that's also important, especially pertussis. Pertussis is a coughing, whooping cough. That everybody gets this over there, and that's something that you should consider as well. All right. So what are the health-related risks that happen at Hajj? First of all, you're going to be amongst a huge crowd. So you're going to have outbreaks, you're going to have infections, you're going to have a lot of traumas. People are going to get hurt. Your feet are going to get blistered. You're going to get injured, okay? These things happen during Hajj because of the mass amount of people, because of the terrain. You're in mountains. Mecca is a place of mountains and valleys. And they've tried to carve through these mountains and make pathways and stairs and steps. So there's going to be a lot of things that are going to happen. So the first risk is the crowding. The second risk is the sunburn and the weather, the hot sun. There is no place on the earth that is like Mecca when it comes to the heat. So that involves dehydration as well, heat exhaustion, and strokes. This is something that we are going to address. And like I mentioned, accidents and injuries are something that do occur, and they're very common. You get hit by a wheelchair. Been there, done that. It hits your foot and your ankle, and then, you bleed, you blister, you might get a cut, and you need repair. So then the other issues that arise are related to food and water. As you know, you're mass producing food, and there's water that you're sharing, and there's water that may not be filtered. My advice is try to drink as much Zamzam as you can, but you can get infections, like diarrhea, gastroenteritis, stomach flu, stomach bug, your stomach can get upset. And then there are insect bites that can occur, okay? And then infections, what are the infections? You can get meningitis. Why? What's the risk factor for meningitis? The most important risk factor for meningitis is being amongst a large group of people in a small area. And that's what Hajj is. And then you're talking about the stomach flu, upper respiratory. They call it the Hajj cough. You get that, you've probably heard of this. You've probably gotten it if you've been to Umrah. And these are some things that happen. The heat issues are also important to discuss, okay? So fatigue and dehydration, fatigue and dehydration occurs when you're not conscious of hydrating yourself. You are in one of the hottest places in the world, and you're going to be doing a lot of rituals, and you're going to be excited. The adrenaline is going to be there, and you're going to be walking a lot, and you're going to be going in and out of the hotels. You're going to want to see the Kaaba. You're going to want to see the Haram. And so you're going to forget to drink. And so things are going to happen. You're going to have excessive sweating. You're going to get dehydrated. You might get even fever from the heat, okay? And you might feel tired, and then you might not give yourself enough sleep or rest, and then your heart might race. And then your lips may become dry, and your skin becomes... So these are things that you need to prepare for. And how do you prepare for it? You start preparing now. Start going outside and start exercising, start walking, start jogging, start hydrating yourself, being conscious of drinking fluids. So start walking now, be physically prepared, stamina, start getting your electrolytes in, emergency and IV fluid. I think so far in all these years, I think emergency, and I'm not a spokesman for them, but emergency is good. Liquid IV is really good. Gatorade, I don't recommend. I don't recommend any of these other ones. They're not that good with nutrients and electrolytes. And I think Zamzam is probably one of the best electrolyte drinks in the world. It's probably the best, okay? Full of magnesium and potassium. And then you want to try to avoid going under the heat. You want to try to avoid this. It's not easy for me to say because many of you, it's the first time. You want to go, you want to experience Mecca and Medina. But as much as you can, try to have an umbrella. Try to have a spray bottle with you where you're spraying yourself. Okay, these are important things. Try to have shade as much as you can. Try to get yourself exposed to the shade, and then try to wear light clothing. You want to wear light clothing that doesn't attract too much heat. And then we mentioned Zamzam. And just to show you the amount of walking that might occur, hopefully, with the experienced Hajj guides, we're going to try to minimize that as much as we can. But you're going to have Makkah to Mina, it's 8 kilometers, and then you have Mina to Arafat, 14 kilometers, Mina to Muzdalifah, 3 kilometers, Makkah to Arafat is 22 kilometers. So it's not easy. It's something that's not easy. And this gives you a picture of an overview. If you can see this, you have Mecca over here. This is just a general idea for you to understand what you're dealing with. Okay. Here on the 8th of, and when I talk about dates, we're talking about Islamic dates. Okay. You have 8th of Dhul Hijjah or 7th of Dhul Hijjah, depending on what package you have. Okay. You're going to leave Mecca and you're going to go to the city of the tents called Mina. Okay. Look at, this is Mina. Okay. This is also the place where Ibrahim alayhi salam was commanded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to sacrifice Ismail alayhi salam. This is Mina. This is where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam stayed before the day of Arafat, which is the 9th of Dhul Hijjah. Okay. This is also the place where the Jamarat are. Okay. This is the place where Masjid al-Khayf is, where the Prophet prayed and he settled there. So this is where most of the pilgrims go on the 8th. Excuse me. So, Harun Bhai, can you ask somebody from the office is calling me? Can you ask them? I'll call them back, inshallah. From your office. So you have Mina. Okay, so these are the important. This is Mina, and the Mina is the place where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam he would contemplate and reflect and prepare himself for the day of Arafat. Okay, and Arafat is over here. You see this down here, plain of Arafat, Jabal Rahma. There are many reasons for this, and we'll talk about it. Why is it called Arafat? Why is this the place, the mountain of mercy? There's many narrations in our tradition, in Islamic tradition, of why it's called Arafat. This is the place where Adam and Hawa met and repented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the place only once a year, during the daytime, where Allah descends down during the daytime to the lowest heaven, and he forgives everyone that is present on the day of Arafat. It is the day of Arafat because this is where you get to know people. لِتَعَرَفُوا. We get to know one another. Anyway, so this is that place, and then you go to Muzdalifah. Okay, this is on the 10th of Dhul Hijjah, on the 9th night, the 10th night of Dhul Hijjah. You go to Muzdalifah, and you travel back there, and then you go back to Mecca after you do the stoning in Mina, and then you shave your head, and you go back and you do Tawaf al-Ifada in Mecca. So this is the journey of Hajj. This is Hajj at a glimpse, and you can just imagine the travel, and you imagine 2 million people there. It's hot. You might get sick. You might get tired and fatigued, so you have to be very wise. And also, depending on your package, either you're taking a train, or you're going to be in a bus, or you might decide to walk. And a lot of people decide to walk because the traffic is very difficult. Imagine 2-3 million people. It's not easy, and no one can coordinate anything. So whatever you think in your head, why isn't it coordinated? You can't control people, and then you can't coordinate in such a small space. 2-3 million people, 4 million people. Okay, moving on. So it's important for us to recognize the symptoms of heat exhaustion and stroke. Why? Because we are an ummah. We are going to be helping each other. You're going to have people in your group that might get sick. Your family member might get sick. This might happen, and this always happens at Hajj because during this time it's very hot. So what are the symptoms? Dizziness. They're getting dizzy, lightheaded. You're getting thirsty, sweating, nausea, vomiting. If this happens, start hydrating yourself, take rest, and tell somebody, especially if I'm in your group, you tell me. You tell somebody that might be there that, hey, listen, I'm having these symptoms. What should I do? Sip on cool water, and then wear very loose clothing. Have a fan with you, a portable fan. They're very important. It gets hot. The ACs might not always work, and this happens every year. And then heat stroke is when you find that person getting really confused. That's the difference. The confusion, okay? They might even pass out, and then they don't wake back up. That's very important to know and recognize. I see this in the elderly and the people that have a lot of medical problems. So if you have your parents with you, you should be traveling with number one, you should be traveling with your parents if you're sending them on their own. Number two, if your parents are there, you need to prepare them, okay? And you need to inform your group leaders and your group that you're going with about their medical conditions and what might be the issues, because it's not easy. It's not easy. Heat exhaustion, okay? Avoid crowded areas, avoid direct sun exposure. Don't think you're a hero. That sun is different from the sun in America, from the sun in UK, Australia, wherever, okay? That sun is just different. And I'm going to tell you a nukta, something that everybody's Hajj is different. The heat might affect someone more than somebody else, and this always happens. But yet it's the same sun. And just think about that for a second, okay? Take breaks as much as you can. Drink plenty of fluids, and that means if you're drinking plenty of fluids, you're going to use the bathroom. So prepare yourself. You know, try to recognize and find where the bathrooms are. Especially if you have bladder issues, find the bathroom. You know, try to pace yourself. Try to recognize, hey, you know, if I'm in the haram, the bathrooms are difficult to get to. I gotta prepare. I gotta be smart. Use the bathroom before you leave the hotel. You know, but there are bathrooms everywhere. And they might not, you know, they're sometimes on the floor, you know, so you have to, you know, be flexible. And then wear light colored clothing if you can, cotton, you know, light. And then umbrellas are very important. I think umbrellas are lifesavers and sometimes. And then we talked about heat stroke. So let's go into different conditions, okay? Pregnancy and Hajj and Umrah. This happens. We get people that are pregnant and they want to do Hajj and Umrah. If you can postpone Hajj, that's better for you because pregnancy is considered as a medical issue. If you want to take the rukhsa, what are some risk factors associated with going to Hajj and Umrah in pregnancy and stressing yourself and stressing your body? You can get preterm birth, early miscarriage risks. You can get diabetes and preeclampsia, high blood pressure during pregnancy. You can get heart disease, cardiomyopathy. This happens in pregnancy. We can get this. Kidney disease because dehydration affects your kidneys. You can get bleeding, breakthrough bleeding. Sometimes that happens because you're stressing your body. And then you can even be high risk pregnancies, okay? So these are some of the things. Now, we get this question a lot. What if I have my period during Hajj? Okay, what can I do? Honestly, number one, discuss it with your OB-GYN, but because I practice that, you can consider oral birth control, okay? Or IUDs or Nexplanon, where you implant it into your arm. There are side effects associated with it. We see this sometimes. Sometimes you see the side effects. Sometimes you don't see the side effects, okay? And then anti-inflammatory medications like ibuprofen, Advil, Motrin, these things do help with the cramping with the periods for women, okay? And it is not recommended to take birth control pills that are estrogen and progesterone, especially if you have high blood pressure, you have heart disease, you have risk for blood clotting, kidney disease, if you have migraines, because there are a lot of the migraines in women are related to the menstrual cycle most of the time, especially before the menstrual cycle. If you have a history of blood clots or you are prone to blood clots or swelling, and if you smoke, if you vape, or you do hookah, okay? We see a lot of Arab women. I'm from Dearborn here in Detroit, Michigan. We're from Detroit, so Dearborn's close to me. We see a lot of our Arab women, they do hookah. You know, these are risk factors for blood clots and risk issues. And if you had a baby within the last 6 weeks, you know, this makes you more prone. If you have cancer or had a history of breast cancer or any type of cancer, that makes you more prone to having side effects with the birth control, cholesterol issues, autoimmune issues, these types of things. So if you are going to use birth control, let me give you advice regarding this, okay? The option one is you use the combined estrogen and progesterone, okay? They come in 28-day packs, 21 days of the actual hormone pill, and then you have 7 days break for bleeding, okay? But when it comes to Hajj and Umrah, you don't take the 7-day break. You continue on and you take the next packet of the 21 days, so you prevent your period from happening. So when it comes to Hajj and Umrah, you take the 21-day pills and you skip the 7 days, and then you start a new packet and you continue the 21 days. When do you start the pill? You usually start it during your period, the 2nd day or the 3rd day of your period. That's when you want to start birth control. Now, some people would be like, well, I don't want to do that, or it's too late for me, etc., etc., etc. Then you have tawakkul on Allah. That's it. You have tawakkul on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you go about it how we advise you to do it. If your period comes, and we'll figure that out together, case by case. There's no general ruling, no general statement. It'll depend when we're there and when you have your period, and then what do we do next, okay? And then we'll help you do that. You got to start 1 to 2 months before for having better results, but it's not the end all. Stay consistent with the timing. That's very important. So if you take it at 9 a.m., try to take it every time at 9 a.m. If you're taking it in the evening, try to take it every time in the evening, but to keep the times consistent, okay? Keep the times consistent. And there's patches available and whatnot. The second option is progesterone only. There's a lot of side effects with the progesterone only. You get a lot of breakthrough bleeding, irregular periods, weight gain, mood swings. We don't recommend this. I don't recommend progesterone. I haven't had good results, a lot of breakthrough bleeding, and then you gain weight, a lot of mood swings. And then you have the norepinephrine pills. This is also very common. This is very popular for Hajj and Umrah. You take the 5 milligram tablets and you take it 3 times a day, and you start on 3 days before your expected period is to begin, and this will delay your period, okay? They are safer than regular birth control, but they do increase risk of blood clots. Very few times have I seen this. It is a risk factor, but I wouldn't worry. But with the long travel in the airplane, car rides, hot weather, this does make it increase in risk. Okay, so this is something that you want to keep in mind and be vigilant, and be aware about. If you start having pain and swelling in your calves or your thighs, and you have swelling that's not going down, these are some signs. So what can be done about breakthrough bleeding? Breakthrough bleeding usually decreases as time goes on, but there are some things you can do. Number 1, stay on schedule. Don't miss the pill. Track your breakthrough bleeding during the calendar years, and typically reassurance that you should have by keeping a calendar is that, is it increasing or decreasing? And then if you smoke and whatnot, then you want to quit. These are some of the things that can help with the breakthrough bleeding. And then ibuprofen, Motrin, or Advil, they attack the prostate glands in the uterus in that area, and that helps prevent the bleeding. Okay, it's only in that location that this works like this. Common condition illnesses during Hajj. Okay, we talked about the Hajj cough, upper respiratory, bronchitis. Okay. GI diseases, gastroenteritis, food poisoning, very common, because what I see people doing, you're going to see buffets. You're going to see buffets like you've never seen before, okay? All kinds of food. Be wise in what you eat. My rule has always been I only eat fresh food that is cooked right in front of me, okay? Sometimes if it's packaged, I'll eat it. But if it's been sitting out, and I know it's been maybe sitting out for a few hours, I avoid it, okay? But you're going to see that, a lot of cakes and fruits, and I don't know, lots of fruits are good, but lots of cakes, and you're going to see a lot of all kinds of drinks and whatnot. So be wise. Skin burn, we see this a lot, infections of the skin, okay? Get the non-scented sunburn lotion, sunburn cream, okay? Dry eyes, a lot of people get dry eyes, get some eye drops, okay? Allergies, big time. You're in a group of people, your allergies get flared up, especially on the airplane. Start taking a Claritin, Allegra, and we'll talk more about this. Heat, exhaustion, dehydration. Chronic diseases, okay. A lot of you that are going to be traveling, you might have chronic issues. What are chronic issues? High blood pressure, diabetes, I need insulin, asthma, okay. What have you, okay? So let's talk about some of the common ones and what we can do, okay? You want to keep a documentation of your diseases and what medications you take with you. Take a picture on your phone, have a copy with it, just in case the group leaders needs it, just in case the local hospitals need it, just in case something happens. So heart disease, hypertension, diabetes, asthma, COPD, seizures, epilepsy, mental health issues, edema of the legs, dialysis, chronic kidney disease and dialysis. If you are on dialysis or you need dialysis, you need to tell us right away. You need to inform us so we can help you arrange for that and prepare for that. Bladder, UTI issues. A lot of people have bladder issues, prostate issues, smoking, addiction. It's going to be hard to smoke. nicotine patches, nicotine gum. You want to start preparing now. Anxiety, panic attack, claustrophobia. I have this every year. Every year we have someone like this. You're with a large group of people in a small space. All right, let's talk about high blood pressure, heart disease. One, bring your blood pressure medications. You don't stop taking them. And if you're not eating like you normally do, then you can adjust your medications, but you don't ever stop taking them, okay? Nitroglycerin is important if you have angina, if you have heart failure, if you're gonna have chest pains, because you do get fluid overloaded, and nitroglycerin helps that relieve some of the pressure off your chest. That's important to carry with you if this is relevant to you. Consider wheelchairs when applicable. You know, you're gonna have a lot of the workers there in the haram are providing service for wheelchairs, okay? If you can't walk, pay them the 150, 200 riyals, okay? Pay them. There's no less Hajj, okay? The Prophet ﷺ rode his camel during Hajj for a reason. There's a lot of wisdom there when it comes to Hajj and Umrah, okay? Avoid salt. Eat in moderation. Bring your blood thinners, aspirin, okay? Bring a portable blood pressure cuff. Short. The wrist one is fine. It's absolutely fine. The small wrist one, you just put it on. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay, let's talk about diabetes. During Hajj, it's very difficult to control your blood sugars, okay? And this can happen because the level of activity is changing. The exposure to heat is dehydrating you. You're sweating. The food that you're eating is different, okay? So you're gonna eat a lot of dates, okay? But luckily, alhamdulillah, ajwa dates, they don't really raise your blood sugar. This has been proven. But other dates might. Bring a glucometer with you, okay? Bring a glucometer with you. And then you need to, if you have insulin, you need to, number one, tell us so we can help you prepare. And then we can store them properly in cool places, portable coolers. And then we need to help you adjust your insulin doses if you're not eating properly, okay? You'd never not take insulin. If you're insulin dependent diabetic, you always have to take your insulin, but you adjust the dosage. Your body needs insulin, even if it's 1 unit, 2 units, 4 units, 5 units. It needs some insulin, okay? If you don't give it to your body, it goes into a starvation mode, and that's problematic. Protect your feet, because diabetics, they have neuropathy. Your feet are not like they used to be. You might get injured or hurt and get infected, okay? So you have to protect your feet. Avoid excess sugars and sweats. Excessive high blood sugar may be harmful to your health. Recognize the symptoms of hyperglycemia and hypoglycemia. What are some symptoms of this? You can get really tired more than normal. You get blurry vision. You're getting lightheaded or dizzy. You start shaking, shivering, dizziness. Get agitated. You get people very agitated, hypoglycemic. You know, they say hangry. You know, people get hangry and hungry. Anger and hungry. So you get hangry, okay? So these things are just to be aware of. Okay. People that have asthma, COPD, bronchitis. Bring a portable breathing treatment machine. You can get it on Amazon. Very cheap, 15, 20 bucks. Awesome. It's very portable, very small. You put in the solution and you give yourself breathing treatments if you need it, okay? Bring your inhalers with you. Here's an example of a nebulizer, portable nebulizer. It's very excellent. New technology, great. Bring it with you. If you are a person that wheezes, that gets short of breath, you get coughing a lot, coughing, congestion. You want to bring this, bring your anti-allergy medications. Honestly, if you have this issue, you have allergies or you have asthma, or you have COPD or bronchitis, you need to bring steroids with you. The times have changed where you could go to the pharmacy and get it whatever you want. They don't do that anymore in Mecca and Medina. You need a prescription from their local doctors. And to go get a prescription from the local doctors is a jihad itself. You have to wait in line. You have to go to the hospital, the clinic, and it's a very long process. Bring the steroids with you if you can. Tell your primary care physician, I need some few doses of steroids for my trip. Portable pulse ox, check your oxygen levels. If you are someone that has really bad asthma, COPD, you're on home oxygen. Number one, you're going to need your oxygen tank with you. Number two, you want to bring a pulse ox, which checks your oxygen levels. It's very cheap, 10, 20 bucks. Bring it put a battery in it, just monitor it here and there. It'll help us a lot. And then honestly, if you are immunocompromised and this is an issue for you, you may want to consider wearing a mask if you get sick. And then it just comes with, and we say penalty dam, there's different forms of penalties. Not always is it qurbani. Sometimes it's just feeding some people. Sometimes it's fasting for 3 days, vice versa, or it's paying a sacrifice. What we mean by penalty is not a punishment. It's not a punishment. Don't think of it. It doesn't mean your Hajj is not going to be accepted now. No, it's a form of payment. Okay, it's a form of like exchange. Think of it that way. Because this happens in the past. People have commented about this. What about? Well, I don't want to pay the penalty, and my Hajj is going to be less. No, it doesn't mean that way. It means in exchange. Look, if you're going to wear the mask for a valid reason, in exchange, you need to do this. Okay, consider it like that. Seizures, inform your group leader. We need to know. Bring your seizure medications. Don't miss any doses. Most of the times people have seizures or breakthrough seizures if they have electrolyte issues, they're dehydrated, or they're not taking their medications on time. They're missing doses. They're not sleeping. Okay, sleep deprivation causes seizures as well. And so these are important things to recognize. Okay. I see this a lot, right? Edema of the legs, swelling of the legs. This is a big issue for a lot of people, even young people. I remember one year, one of my close friends, he's only in his 20s, and his whole legs were swollen so much, he couldn't even do the Hajj. We had to do it in a wheelchair. Hafiz Harun was with us, and his wife was with them, and it became a very difficult hardship, okay? So if this is you, okay, you need to prepare now. Okay, if you're a female, if you're a lady and you get swelling in the legs, you need to bring compression socks. You don't have any requirement for clothing, so you can wear compression socks. Buy the Pro compression sleeves for your calves, for your legs, that are 20 millimeters mercury. That will help you with your swelling in your legs and help you walk and maintain yourself. For men, unfortunately, during Ihram, you cannot. So there's other tips and techniques, but outside of the days of Hajj, so outside of Dhul Hijjah the 8th, so before the Dhul Hijjah of 8th, and after the Dhul Hijjah of 10th, after you perform the rituals, after and before, you can wear the sleeves, no problem, if this is an issue for you. And you can see on the bottom picture here, I showed you examples of what I'm talking about. Okay, this is very important. It helps a lot. I wear this outside of the ihram. I wear this outside of ihram because I have, I get pain in my legs for walking too long. This helps prevent me from having pain. Bring Lasix or a water pill. This helps you get the fluid off of you if you are in this condition. You should know about this condition if you have this condition. But if this is an issue, we'll help you during that time. And we talked about the socks. Salt. If you're going to eat a lot of packaged foods, and the food there has a lot of salt in it. So you have to be very wise in your portions. You cannot eat normal portions when you're at Hajj. I'm advising you, do not eat your normal portions at Hajj. You eat less. You'll have more energy, you'll be more healthy, you'll lose weight, and you'll be in much better shape. When you eat too much, it causes swelling in the legs because of the salt intake. And then take pain medicines with you, Motrin, Tylenol, to help if you have the pain in your feet, because that debilitates you. That ruins your Hajj and Umrah. You can't walk, you can't do anything. You want to do tawaf, your feet are in pain, your legs are in pain. What's going on? These things hurt. Okay. Kidney dialysis, kidney issues. Number one, tell your group leaders. Okay. Tell Hafiz Harun. Arrange dialysis beforehand. We need to talk to the companies there, Al-Ithara, and we need to help you arrange for that. Okay. Avoid medications that will hurt your kidneys. Avoid drinking too much fluid. Okay, so this is an issue where you're drinking too much fluid, and it's causing you to back up and swell up and causing you to be fluid overloaded, and that causes a lot of issues where you need dialysis. So you have to be very wise. Avoid salt, as we talked about. Okay, bladder problems. One of the tricks that I have is that if you have a sensitive bladder, okay, you got to use the bathroom constantly. Okay, antihistamines help you, and they cause urinary retention. What does that mean? That means that Claritin, Benadryl, Zyrtec, Allegra, these things, these medications help you want to pee less, urinate less. That's sometimes advantageous. Your bladder fills up, but you don't have the urge to pee. That helps. Okay. If you have stress incontinence, meaning you cough, you sneeze, urine comes out. Okay. If you have these issues, you want to talk to the urologist to see what things you can do. What are some things where you're going to have to wear a diaper or a brief or a Foley catheter? If that's something that you have an issue, we'll talk about it. Okay, let us know, and then we can talk about what we need to do and what exchange you might need to make. Cranberry pills and juice, they help prevent UTIs, urinary tract infections. They help you keep your urine clean. Let's talk about smoking. You want to start quitting now. You're going to go through withdrawal symptoms. Okay, you can do this for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're going to Hajj. You're going to Hajj. You can give up smoking for the next few weeks so your Hajj goes smooth. Go through the withdrawal symptoms now. Go through it now. You're going to get sleep issues, irritability, mood changes, anxiety, cravings, tired, hallucinating, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, sweating, tremor, shaking, all that stuff. Get it done now. Okay? The least you can do is do this now. Okay? You're going in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the greatest of places. If you have bad breath, you're cranky, okay? These things, it's not going to help. It's not going to help your Hajj experience, okay? But, I get it. It's an addiction. I get it. At least you can try to mitigate that, try to lessen it, try to help yourself. Nicotine patches and gum, and there's other things. Antidepressants do help with the cravings. Let me know if you have any questions about that. I can guide you on that case, or talk to your primary care physician. And then, like I said, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's the least we can do, Anxiety, panic attacks, claustrophobia, okay? And tell your group leader, start doing breathing techniques, okay? You take a deep breath in from your nose and you breathe out with your mouth. And you do this for 5 minutes or at least five cycles. This really helps lower your blood pressure, lower your anxiety. Take a step out, Go do, this happens a lot. I see this a lot. People want to go do tawaf next to the Kaaba. If you do tawaf next to the Kaaba, you're talking about a war. It's a battle zone. I'm not even exaggerating. It's literally people bumping, pushing, elbowing, back and forth. That doesn't mean they're doing it on purpose. Okay, it's just so many people. You cannot control anything. Okay, so you want to go do Umrah, you want to go do your tawaf for Umrah and Hajj when you're there for the Hajj rituals, and you want to go right next to the Kaaba. Be wise. If you have this issue, I would not recommend it. I would do it on the outside skirts. Okay, you'll have a more better experience. It will be longer, but it's a more experience. The Prophet ﷺ has mentioned in many ahadith about tawaf. Every step of tawaf is the forgiveness of your sins. And every step you take for tawaf, Allah elevates you in your rankings. The more steps you do, the harder it is. The more distance that you have to cover, the more reward you get. And this is only for tawaf. And this is for everything, actually. You can say this. But this is a special for tawaf. Bring your anxiety medications. And then if you have sleeping issues, honestly, magnesium helps the best. Get magnesium pills from, and then melatonin. Remember, the best dose for melatonin for sleep is between 0.5 and 2 milligrams. Anywhere else, it's a rebound cycle effect. It causes the opposite effect. So that doesn't help. So tawaf, keep that in mind. I get it. It's your first time there. You want to see the Kaaba. You want to be there right down where the mataf, the tawaf area. Be wise if you have this issue. Okay, and if you think you can able to handle the pressure there, then okay, no problem. Otherwise, my advice, inshallah, come back during the Umrah days to do it. Okay, come back during the Umrah days to do it. Okay, let me tell you some pro tips and gems now. Okay, we're Vaseline. This is your best friend. If you're a male, this is your best friend. Make sure you have Vaseline because you get skin chafing between your thighs. It hurts. It ruins your Hajj and Umrah. It ruins everything. You put Vaseline between your thighs so that you have smooth gliding. Okay, and this goes for women as well if that's an issue for you. Okay, unscented soaps, wipes, and tissue. I'll get to your questions inshallah soon. Okay, start walking now, conditioning yourself, eat light, avoid fast foods and heavy foods. Wallahi al-azim, the food there is the best of foods. I'm telling you right now. Allah promised this in the Quran to Ibrahim alayhi salam. It's the best food from every nation you can think of. Okay, don't ruin your body by eating junk food now. Get your body healthy like Ramadan. Okay, get good, comfortable, waterproof sandals. One of the main issues, if I had to rate issues that happen at Hajj, aside from the cough, dehydration, swelling, the anxiety, okay, is the feet. Okay, the feet. If you don't have good sandals, I'm talking about $50, $100 sandals. I'm talking about $120, $130 sandals. I'm not talking about the $10 Walmart sandals. I did that. I've done it all. Hafiz Harun, we have done it all. Al-Ithara, Ayn al-Haramain, we have done it all. Every sandal you can think of, and we pay for it. Now it's not even worth it. Get the best sandals that you can that are comfortable, soft. Make sure they don't have a wrap around the ankle, either the thong type sandals or the regular sandals. And make sure they're not hard where it rubs and then causes you chafing, causes you blisters. Okay, the plastic ones, they blister you. Okay, make sure that you break them in now. Buy them now so you break it in, because then you're going to get blisters and it's going to affect your walking ability. I cannot stress this enough. Okay. Antihistamines, like I told you, the pro tips helps you not go to the bathroom as much. Wash your hands regularly, no matter what happens. No matter somebody hands you ajwa, kajur, tamar, whatever it is, somebody hands it to you, wash your hands. Okay, change your clothes frequently. So this has been a trick of mine that has worked really well. Where do gems stick to? Your clothes, your beard, your hair. That's why we do wudu so many times, and other benefits of wudu. Your clothes. So I have clothes for when I go out of the hotel, and I have clothes when I come inside the hotel. So you change your clothes when you go out. That's my outside clothes. When you come back into the hotel, take a quick shower, change your clothes, change your thobe, change your kameez, whatever it is, that will prevent you from getting sick. Alcohol sanitizers, make sure it's scent free. Okay? Extra pair of glasses. One time I was doing tawaf near the Kaaba, and it was so crazy and so busy and so bumpy, my glasses flew off. And then they got crushed. Then I had to go find glasses. I couldn't find glasses. Okay, they have one in the clock tower. I don't know if it's still open or not, but it's very expensive. Alhamdulillah. May Allah bless this man. He said he gave me a pair of contacts to wear. I wore contacts, the same contacts for 10 days. Not a good idea. Have a pair of extra glasses. Have a pair of contacts with you. Okay. Always cover yourselves when you're coughing. If you need to wear a mask and you have a condition, you're immunocompromised, talk to us. We don't recommend a mask if you don't have to. But if you have to and there's a reason, talk to us. Okay? Throw your garbage away. All right. What medications? I always get asked this question. What medications should I bring with me? Okay? Here are some medications you can bring with you that are helpful. And you can help others get the sadaqah, get the reward. What are those? Imodium for diarrhea. Allergy medications, it's up to you. The only thing with Benadryl is that it kind of makes you groggy and makes you sleep at night. That's fine. Take it at night. During the day, I would recommend Claritin or Allegra or Zyzil. Okay. Cough medications like the natural cough medications. What do you call those? Cough drops. Okay. Emergency contacts. Ibuprofen. Airborne is really good. Emergency is good. Vitamin C. Any of sinus. A lot of people get sinus. It's either allergies or infection, because most of the time it's infection. Sudafed helps the sinuses. Okay. Mucinex does not help. Mucinex only helps break up the cough. Tylenol, Motrin, all of these things. And inshallah, we'll share this with you if you need. Okay. Oh, I get asked this question. What antibiotics should I bring? Okay. Good question. What antibiotics should you bring? Number one, a Z-Pack. Doxycycline, Bactrim, Cipro, or Flagyl. Any of these are good to have. They cover most of the problems. If you have a stomach issue, Cipro and Flagyl really work. upper respiratory, sinus, pneumonia, coughing, urinary tract infection, any of these will help. Okay? Steroids are very important to have with you, especially if you have sinus issues, allergy issues, you have asthma issues, you have inflammation issues, autoimmune issues, you have autoimmune condition, lupus or arthritis, steroids help. Zofran, I cannot stress the importance of Zofran. You get nauseated, you throw up, this is the medication we give. You have the dissolvable and you have the tablets. Try to ask your primary care to get it for you, okay? Hydrocortisone cream for the sunburns or sunburn cream, very helpful, and pain medications. When should you come to us? Immediately. If you're having chest pain, shortness of breath, you're passing out, you're not acting right, you're confused, the group, as a group, we should be aware of each other. Okay, we should help each other. We should be concerned about each other. Wallahi, the Prophet ﷺ said that it is better for you to attend to your brother or your sister with a need of theirs than to do one month ittikaf in my masjid. Although some say it's a weak hadith, it's not. It's valid. Look at the Prophet ﷺ. More beloved to Allah than the Kaaba. This is Sahih hadith. Is the honor, the blood, the sweat, the izzah of the believer than the Kaaba. So we really have to put things into perspective. There's more reward to take care of each other, to serve people, than your own worship, honestly. Okay, health inquiries 937, that's the local number there. I think we're coming down to it real quick. Post Hajj blues, this goes for everyone. We'll talk about this after Hajj cough. Inshallah, if we're together, we'll talk about this. People get sick after Hajj, and that's one of the signs of qabuliyat. One of the signs of a Hajj mabrur is that you get sick afterwards. You go through a purification phase, and this is part of that. Okay, all right, we'll end there. Now let's open up for questions. Inshallah.
So,
that
Dr.
went
Bukhari,
really well. Yes. Where's the
we
question?
already have 2 questions in our Q&A. We'll get started
Yes.
with that, inshallah, and we have
Please.
one person's hand up.
Yes,
So the
please.
first question that is coming in is the food and meat greasy there?
Is the food meat? Okay, listen. The food is amazing. Okay, the meat is the best meat you're gonna have. The meat there has natural fat, natural grease. You don't eat that part. Don't eat that part. They have all kinds of buffets there. You're gonna have Pakistani food. You're gonna have Asian food. You're gonna have Arab food, like typical Saudi mandi, rice, lamb. You're gonna have shorba. You're gonna have different vegetables. My advice, if you want to try it, first try a little bit. Okay, they do make it in oil, but it's very healthy oil, very good healthy food, but it is heavy. Eat in moderation. Try a little bit, taste it. If you like it, get a little bit more, and then don't eat to your fill. Eat less than you normally would. Wallahi al-azim, I cannot stress this will save you so much headache, and you'll feel so healthy. You'll feel so good during Arafat. That's the main Hajj Arafat. The main thing that you need to do is prepare yourself for Arafat. After Arafat, do whatever you want. Okay? Once Arafat is done, wallah. So before Arafat, train yourself. Pretend you're doing this marathon, this exercise for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Be wise in what you eat. Be wise. You're gonna have so many options. My advice: fruits, cooked food, eggs. I eat a lot of eggs or pancakes, fresh food. Eat fresh food. It'll make you healthy. Drink Zamzam as much as you can, or drink healthy juices. Drink canned soda. If you want to drink soda, drink the canned soda. 7-Up is good for you. Okay, 7-Up. Okay, those things that they will help your stomach and help your digestion and stuff like that. I hope that answers the question.
The second question we have is, can you just eat a whole lot of fruit instead of packaged foods? What is packaged food exactly?
Yes, good question. What is packaged foods? Fruits, and you're gonna have a lot of fruits and vegetables, but you gotta watch your blood sugar. You have to watch the sugar intake. But yes, you can only eat fruits and vegetables, but it won't fill you up. So my advice is you need to have some protein, okay? And you're gonna have a lot of options for protein. So don't just limit yourselves to fruits and vegetables. Eat and drink healthy stuff. You're gonna have all kinds of food from everywhere. packaged food means this. You're going to have a lot of packaged food like croissants and breads and cakes and cupcakes. And you're going to have a lot of drinks, yogurt drinks and juice drinks and sodas and pops. And there's other packaged foods too. You're going to have a lot of cheese pies and this and that type of things. They're okay. They're good to eat. Honestly, if you're hungry, they're okay because they're packaged. You don't have to worry about germs or anything like this. I think they're fine. I usually eat the croissants. I like the croissants with the chocolate in it or the strawberry in it. They're really good. So those are the type of packaged food. The food buffets, Harun, correct me if I'm wrong. Where is the package? So if you're at Majar al-Qabsh, you're at the VIP tents, it's all buffet.
Now, in the new Hajj, everywhere it's buffet.
Yeah,
there's no
even
more,
in the North American tents now, the one that the camps that's far away, it's even better than the VIP tents with the food. Fresh. It's all fresh and it's buffet, but it's a lot of buffet. You know, it's a lot of options. MashaAllah, alhamdulillah. So be wise in what you eat and what you drink. It's not complicated. It's like going to a Pakistani restaurant or Indian restaurant. They have buffet set up like that. Okay, I see another question. What electrolytes do you recommend? The electrolyte emergency IV hydration liquid, they call it liquid IV. Those are really good. I've tried those. Anything that has magnesium, sodium, potassium, these types of electrolytes are good. My advice is always have a water bottle with you. You fill it with Zamzam, okay? And drink that. But any of these that have good reviews, they're fine. Any of them are fine. No problem. I have personal experience with the ones that I mentioned. Is that the question, Harun? I can't see the question. Where do I see the questions?
It's in the Q&A session. I'll read them out to you. Not a problem.
Okay.
I'm going to answer one of them from my side. Please remember to share all the meetings. Inshallah, we will have the recordings ready tomorrow for all three of the meetings, and we will be sharing the links. The group leaders, if you check your Nuzuk account, you will have your group leaders information in there. And inshallah, Dr. Bukhari will be with us as a volunteer as well too. He's not attached directly with any group, but he is there to give us, inshallah, medical advice and even religious guidance as well too. MashaAllah, you know, he's educated on both sides. You already answered the questions regarding the electrolytes. If anybody else wants to post any questions in the Q&A section, you can do so. In the meantime, I will start calling out anyone that has their hands raised, and we'll take the questions from there now. Give me 1 second as I pull it up. Muhammad, if you would like to unmute and ask your question, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Hassan.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
This is Muhammad Ismail Mujumdar. I don't know you have my name in the list or not, but I got your answer. But the thing is, I have not that access to computer that much. So I highly appreciate. You have my email address, so I'm getting the email. I see it, but can you send me or can you find out who is my guide? And also, I'm gonna get guide in JFK Airport or not, or I have to see the guide in.
All the packages have the guides traveling with them. So whichever package you're in, your guide will meet you at the airport.
Itra 20 Al Khair.
Itra 20 Al Khair. Let me communicate with Itra. I don't know exactly which guides are assigned to every package. But for the few that we have, they have already started communicating with the Hujjaj. I am going to put this in. I would like to keep the questions related to the topics for today. But inshallah, I will look into this matter, brother.
And just adding with this, I know you so many people are waiting. Quick, Ihram clothes. I am going to get it from JFK Airport, or it will be distributed by guide.
Itra Al Khair has told us they will be providing the ihram in Saudi. So if you have a Makkah first package, you should buy your ihram over here. You will still get another ihram, which you should have an extra pair of ihram as well too, for the days of Hajj. But they will be providing an ihram in Saudi, not at JFK Airport.
My flight. Sorry to adding. My flight is from here to Jeddah to Medina.
So you will be getting an ihram in Medina.
In Medina, do I get a transportation like bus or train from Jeddah to Medina, or?
There should be a flight. I need to look into it. Like I said, I didn't come prepared for logistical questions. We're trying to focus more on the health questions for today. So you can address it to Dr. Bukhari. We are going to have individual seminars for the logistical portion of Hajj. So I would suggest everyone who has logistical questions, please save it for then. And we do have another follow-up meeting next week and just focus on logistics. We're not doing anything other than logistics.
Next
So
week Sunday or Saturday?
Saturday. Next week, Saturday, inshallah, we will have another seminar. For today, we took some valuable time from Dr. Bukhari. I would like the questions to be addressed towards him, so we can utilize this time, inshallah.
It's okay with me, Harun. No problem. I can help you answer these questions too. These are important questions.
Brother, thank you
I
all
love,
so much.
I love you
Assalamu
for the
alaikum.
sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you guys are all blessed, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah. Brother Muhammad, inshallah, don't worry. We will have another session too. And in the meantime, I will also reach out to Itra Al Khair to find out exactly who the group leaders are on each package. And we will be providing that information to you, inshallah.
I highly appreciate it. Assalamu
No
alaikum wa
problem.
rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Adam, if you would like to unmute yourself, inshallah, ask your question.
He said, "How do I get my batch ID?" That they'll be given to you at your when you meet your group leaders, either at the hotel or at the when you guys meet.
So there are two forms of IDs that you actually get during Hajj. One will be an ID from Itra Al Khair, and then there is an official Nuzuk ID. Another thing is you should also, if you have not done so, you should activate your Nuzuk, which is commonly used in Umrah time. You can also view your Hajj ID over there as well too for Nuzuk. Adam, if you would like to unmute yourself to ask your question, inshallah.
That was Adam's question.
Oh, that was Adam's question. Okay, no issues. Let's move on.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. You
You're
already
welcome.
answered the question. You already answered. Thank you.
Perfect.
Another question here from Anonymous. For a person who may have smoking, vaping addiction, I understand that you can avoid smoking, but is there anything else you can do? Vaping is less of an issue when it comes to the smell and the smoke, okay? So that's something to think about. But the smoking, there are things. Number one, nicotine patches, nicotine gum. You start training yourself now, okay? Number one should have been make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wallahi al-azim, with the sincere dua to Allah, asking Him to help you through this addiction helps. Number two, nicotine patches, nicotine gum. Number three, there are medications that decrease your cravings. There are medications that decrease your cravings, and you do it temporarily just for the Hajj. This will help you. It doesn't solve the issue. The solving the issue is the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and your own willpower and desire to change. Inna Allah la yughayru ma biqawmin hatta yughayru ma bi anfusihim. There's a nukta here. Allah doesn't change a condition of a people until they have the intention to change themselves first. So you have to have the true, sincere intention first to stop, to change. My experience as a medical doctor, the people that change the best, they quit right away, are the people that do it cold turkey. You've heard that word before, right? I quit cold turkey. Why? Why is that the most effective out of any treatments there are? Because they made the intention and Allah helped them. I hope that answers the question.
Inshallah. I'm going to start taking some of the audio questions too. We have quite a few people raising their hand. Aziz Majidi, if you would like to unmute yourself, please.
Assalamu alaikum. I have the same question for the first guy. Yeah, we go into JF Kennedy, but we don't have any contact with anybody. Just we need to walk over there and meet somebody, or we need to call somebody, or
their information in regards, because we only know which packages Ainul Harmain will be handling. They have not shared the remaining information in regards to the other murshids from the US. There are more parties involved with Itra Al Khair other than Ainul Harmain as well too. So for this particular question, I need to know exactly what's going on at Itra Al Khair side so we can start providing that information. But in the meantime, you can log into your Nuzuk account and actually get the information for your group leader and actually start reaching out to them as well too.
I do want to add to this, Harun, just so you guys are aware. A lot of these questions are not in Ainul Haramain's control. They are dependent on Ithara, okay? And Ithara will do it last minute. They might do it a week before. We don't have that information When we get the information, we will give it to you. It's not like we're withholding that information. And in my experience with this new Hajj process, this is how it is. This is how it is. We have no say. A lot of times it's not in our control who the Hajj guides are, who's coming when, which flight they're going on. They haven't even given us our flight information. And this happened last year as well until the day before. So what I'm trying to tell you is that patience, sabr. Everything will be okay. Don't worry. Inshallah, Harun, he is one of the best in this business and in this field. If he's involved with you, you will be fine. He will take care of you. Ainul Haramain will take care of you. But it might not be the timeline you want.
Okay. What about the guide? Nusuk send me the name and the phone number for the guide, but I can reach him for 3 weeks now.
That's just
brother,
a computer
if
system.
You can, that's completely fine, brother. If you can, please email out us the information, or even message it to us so we can actually raise this with Itra Al Khair, because there have been a few people who have already reached out to us regarding this issue, and we have raised this issue with Itra Al Khair already for a couple of the guides that are already going. So if you can, just send it over to us, inshallah, so we can start communicating with Itra Al Khair in regards to this. In the meantime, I would like to focus solely right now on the medical questions, because we are finishing out the seminar. I don't want to cross Maghrib time. It's almost Maghrib in New York. Let's take some of the medical questions, inshallah, and we can do a follow-up session, maybe even during the weekdays, in regards to these logistical issues, inshallah.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome. From now on, inshallah, till the end of the meeting, we have another 10 more minutes. We want to take medical questions only. So I'm going to move on to the next person. Amdadul Haq, sorry. Amdadul Haq, if you would like to unmute yourself.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Please correct me if I heard it wrong. I heard that there is some sort of medication for controlling the urine control, antihistamine. How does it work and where do I get it?
So if you have a bladder issue, okay, antihistamine. So any allergy medication like Benadryl or Allegra, Claritin, Loratadine, Zyrtec, these medications help you retain your urine. If you Google antihistamines or urinary retention medications, these are some medications that can help you from using the bathroom a lot, okay? So talk to your doctor and see if they're willing to give it to you. They're over-the-counter medications as well, but also talk to your doctor if they have other options based on your medical conditions. If you have a medical condition, you want to talk to me about it, tell Harun, tell me, text me, we can get connected and I can talk to you about it privately, okay? As far as the question about cranberry juice and pills, the idea there is that it helps you clean your urine. So when you have an infection or you're getting an infection or you're dehydrated, by drinking cranberry juice or pills will help you reduce that need. So you don't have the urgency, so you don't have to go use the bathroom a lot.
Brother, how do I communicate with you? How do I communicate with you?
We'll share the information, inshallah.
Inshallah.
It's not a problem, inshallah. Sayyid Ali, if you would like to unmute yourself, ask your question, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. How are you? I think I was going to ask you the same thing that the guy did, so I think I got the answer. And
this is my
I have
trick.
one more question.
This is my trick.
Like,
it helps a lot. It helps a lot. I'll tell you, if you have to go to the bathroom every few hours, this will reduce it. Okay, this will really help you.
I was one more like, how do I get a Nusuk ID from the app?
When you register, as long as your passport number is the same, you should be good to go on the Nuzuk ID within the Nuzuk app.
How do I do that?
You sign up on the app. We will post the link again for Nuzuk account, how to actually sign up in there if you haven't done so. But it's a very simple process. It takes about 3 to 4 minutes. You'll have your Nuzuk account ready. We'll share that link, inshallah, in the chat.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Sister Jamila, if you would like to unmute yourself, inshallah, ask your questions.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi.
My question is in respect of the antihistamine meds. First part of the question, I wanted to know if most of them are over the counter. That has been answered. But from the little research I've just done now, the side effects of these medications are drowsiness. So how do we handle that during Hajj? You know, you want to
Good
prevent
question.
too much constant urine, and then you are drowsy.
Good question, sister. There are allergy medications, antihistamines. It will say on the box non-drowsy. What are non-drowsy ones? Claritin, loratadine, Allegra. They're non-drowsy. Benadryl and Zyrtec, they have a little bit of drowsiness in a little bit. It's not like you're gonna pass out.
Okay.
That's why they use it for sleeping sometimes, Benadryl. But it's not where it's going to be like, I can't function. It makes you a little bit sleepy, a little bit tired, but you are able to overcome those side effects. But look for the one that says non-drowsy. When you go to the pharmacy or the Myers or whichever food places, chains, pharmacies you have, ask the pharmacist. I want the antihistamine non-drowsy.
Thank you so much. Then my second question is in respect of protein shake or protein powder. Do they have them in Saudi Arabia, or will they allow us to travel with a like plant-based protein powder? Maybe the big jar. Will they allow it go through?
I have never seen protein shakes or protein things in Saudi Arabia unless you go to a local market store. They have them there, but but if you take it with you, that's fine. You can take it with you. That's fine.
Okay.
I think I want to jump in on that question too. It's gonna be tough to find it over there, and a lot of these products that are commonly available over here, the prices are much better in the U.S. than what you will find in Saudi. So just another recommendation on that as well too, and it will most likely be available in Bin Dawood. That's a major retailer over there. They usually have everything available. Some of the bigger pharmacies like Nahdi, I think I've seen some protein shakes over there. So you will be able to find it, but they are extremely expensive over there. I don't think it's worth buying. You may be better off just carrying it from here.
Okay. Jazakallah Harry. Thank you so much.
Wayakum. Brother Muhammad, I see your hand up. If you would like to.
Sorry, just quick question, which is how can Brother Hassan I can email it to you with comments and concern or any help?
Perfect. Just email it to us, inshallah. We'll handle it. You can email it on anulharmanhajj@gmail.com and we'll handle the inquiry. Don't worry, inshallah.
I got two questions in the Q&A.
I have no access to chat room. I can get into any chat room to get the. If I reply to your email, you will get it.
Yeah, you can reply to my email as well too.
Okay, thank you for the permission.
No problem.
Do we have to start working out quads and legs before we go to Hajj? Yes, that's very important. It will help you. Do you have to? No. If you do, you will have a better Hajj experience. Okay? If you start working out now and you start exercising and getting your stamina ready and whatnot and your legs ready, you will have a better Hajj experience. Do you have to? No. You showed a map regarding the distance of each part based on your experience. How long are the walks? Number one, if you're going to walk, it's only going to be from Mina to Mecca, okay? And this walk is about an hour and a half. And imagine the heat, okay? Imagine the heat. It's not an easy walk. It's very difficult. More of the logistics of our package and whatnot, we will discuss, me and Harun will discuss, and then we'll present it to you guys, inshallah, different options. But if you have to walk from Mina to Mecca, it's about an hour and a half, okay? From Mina, if you're in the North American tents to the Jamarat, okay? From Mina of the North American tents to the Jamarat, that's about a 45 to 60 minute walk one way. From the VIP tents right here, the walk is about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes one way. From the Jamarat to Mecca, the walk is about, like I said, about an hour, hour and a half, depending on who you are. Okay, from the North American tents to Mecca, the walk is about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Okay, that's how much you should time it. Okay, I hope that answers the question. Nobody should be walking from Mina to Muzdalifah. Nobody should be walking from Mina to Arafat, but some people walk from Arafat to Muzdalifah or Muzdalifah to Mina. Muzdalifah to Mina is about a 30 to 45 minute walk, depending where you are in Muzdalifah. Okay, maximum maybe an hour. Okay, and then from Arafat to Muzdalifah is about an hour walk. Okay, I hope that answers the question. I don't recommend it. I recommend you doing what we advise you to do at the time. that it
Is
happens.
it normal walk or faster walk?
Medium.
Brother, I have a quick question for you. I have a feet problem. When I walk a lot, my feet get a little tired. So, any suggestion? I
Make
talked to
sure
my feet doctor. He gave me.
make sure you have good sandals. Make sure you start exercising now. Start walking now. 2 miles a day. 1 to 2 miles a day. Start walking now, and start getting your hydration. How old are you, brother?
51.
51. Okay. Just start eating good, healthy foods. If you start getting swelling in your legs, start exercising. Start drinking fluids. This is very important for you. Very, very important. You have enough time, inshallah, that you can get your body ready.
Inshallah.
All right, inshallah, we're going to move on to some of the audio questions. Sayyida Aisha, if you would like to unmute yourself.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Walaikum salam.
I wanted to know, are there any prescription strength antiperspirants that can help to reduce sweat?
There are the allergy medications help with that. The allergy medication I told you about. And then the second thing is getting good deodorant that are very strong. You can put that on anywhere in your body. It will help you. Okay? I wouldn't recommend anything else.
Okay,
It's
so
just
unscented deodorants, basically.
unscented but strong. No. Okay. During ihram, if you want to put it on, it has to be unscented. Before ihram, after ihram, do whatever you want. So get good kind. So you should have both, scented and unscented. If the scented one is a good antiperspirant, anti-deodorant, it's a good one, it's okay. But during ihram, if you need it, then yes, unscented.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I was going through some aluminum chloride products which blocks the sweat glands. So I was thinking if we could use them to reduce sweating there, would that be helpful at all?
Yeah, as long as it's unscented during Hajj, during ihram. And that's only 2 days. Remember, 8th of Dhul Hijjah, 9th of Dhul Hijjah, and 10th of Dhul Hijjah, part of it. So it's not that long.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we'll take the next question. Ahmad Raja, if you would like to unmute yourself.
Assalamu alaikum, jazakumullah khair, Sheikh and brother. My question is kind of a repeated thing. I just missed it. What was the medication you recommended for someone who might have to urinate a lot when they drink water?
Antihistamines, anticholinergics, any antihistamine. Antihistamine is like Claritin, Zyrtec, Allegra, Xyzal, Benadryl, hydroxyzine, Atarax, they call them. These are some common names. Inshallah, these will help you from having to urinate a lot. And there are other medications, other options. I recommend this. Okay, I recommend this.
Jazakumullah khair.
All right, Sister Shadia, if you would like to unmute yourself, inshallah.
Oh yes, Assalamu alaikum. I just want to advise, and this is just only when I went to Umrah, I just got my ankle brace. This is a good fit to the foot that when it hurts when you go around the Kaaba and when you go nearby. That's it.
Perfect.
Jazakumullah khair.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're all set. Okay, I see one more hand up. Amdadul Haq, if you would like to unmute yourself, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum again, brother. One more question. You also mentioned there is a medication for cough. What was that again, please?
So when you get a cough, okay, we recommend you start taking antibiotics right away, okay? And those antibiotics are azithromycin or doxycycline or augmentin, okay? These are prescription medications. Over-the-counter medications are like your cough medications, like Tylenol, cold and flu, very good. Tylenol, cold and flu is very good. Ibuprofen, if they have Alka-Seltzer, cold and flu. Any of these cold and flus, as long as they don't have alcohol in it or they're gel-based, because of the gelatin, you have to be careful. The tablets are better. Even if you're flexible with that, that's fine. But any of those over-the-counter medications that have cold and flu in them, they're good for the cough. Okay, Mucinex is a common one that you hear. It's good for the cough if you have balgham or phlegm. Okay, it helps that, but it doesn't help the cough itself. Steroids steroidal anti-inflammatory, they are the best for bronchitis or cough or sinuses. That's a prescription medication. So antibiotics, steroids, these two are prescription medications. Talk to your doctor to give those prescriptions to you for, and tell them you want it for a cough and sinus. The cough a lot of times is from the sinus infection. And the second reason for the cough is because of bronchitis. Okay, those two. Then there's over-the-counter medications. I recommend the Tylenol cold and flu. Okay, Tylenol cold and flu, or any of those types of products that you get over the counter, the tablets. Okay, and bring extra with you. Sometimes you can help someone else. I always bring extra. I will have it with me. Here I see on the picture here, cold and flu, Tylenol cold and flu, or Motrin, or Tylenol, any of these, and the cough drops. You know, Ricola cough drops, or honey. Pure honey, we can get it from there. The natural Sidr honey, they're very good. And Sudafed. Sudafed is the other one that's really good for cough and really good for sinuses. Okay? My mom is like Gatorade.
All right. Ahmed, Brother Ahmed, if you would like to unmute yourself.
Yeah, just wanted to ask, mashallah, the slide and all the information has been very useful. Could we get access to the slide deck somehow?
Yes, inshallah. We will also be sharing last week's slide decks as well too in the chats, and this week's as well too. Don't worry, inshallah. So this way you can follow all the listings and everything, what's recommended to pack, and for today's, all the medication that is recommended to pack. So you'll have it all with you, inshallah.
Sounds good. Jazakallah khair.
Wa iyyakum. Marie, if you would like to unmute yourself.
Yes, assalamu alaikum wa
Wa
rahmatullah.
alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yeah, thank you so much. I just have, well, I'm not gonna hide it. This, nothing. I have chronic asthma, but mine is very well. I mean, alhamdulillah. So when you say Ricola, I get Ricola all the time, or anything that has, that will help me breathe better. Even that, wearing the mask is a little bit challenging with the heat and all of that stuff also. But so the question that I have is like, is that okay to just get all of those, even though sometimes they have a little bit of smell on it, or that smell doesn't count?
When it comes to eating, the smell doesn't matter, okay? But there's a difference of opinion in Hanafi. They say avoid it, okay? It's better to avoid it if you can. But when it comes to medical conditions, no problem, okay? That's the first thing. There's always an exemption when it comes to medication and medical stuff. Number two, for you, sister, if you have asthma, when you get sick, when you get a cough, the Ricola and stuff will not help you that much than the steroids. You should bring with you your albuterol inhaler, a steroid inhaler, okay? And I can give you names for it. Just contact me. You should tell your doctor, give you a steroid inhaler like Qvar, Advair, Dulera, things like this. And then nebulizer solution with a portable nebulizer. You should have that with you. Lazim. It's very important for you. And then you should have prednisone steroid pills. And when you have a cough, you're going to need it, because with asthmatics, when they have a cough, regular medications do not help. This is my experience for 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, so far, I mean, he gave me which one? Wixela, Wixela, whatever that is. So I'm taking that. And he gave me already like all the prednisones. I'm going through treatment right now. He's just trying to do the best that he can. But it is just what it is.
That's a really good inhaler, and then you have your albuterol, and you're in good shape. Don't worry, inshallah, you'll be fine.
Okay, jazakumullah.
And worst case scenario, sister, I will take you myself. If we're in the same group, we'll go to the hospital if we need to. No problem. It's very, very local. No problem. We'll get what we need. Okay, no problem.
Okay, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you so much.
Brother doctor, I am also Mohammed Mujumdar, asthma patient. So just I'm prepared to have a good health, but in case, keep in mind. Thank you.
All right. Let's start wrapping up the meeting, Dr. Bukhari. It is time for Maghrib over here as well too. So inshallah, any last bit of advice you would like to give the Hujjaj, and then we can close off the meeting, inshallah.
Last bit of advice, brothers and sisters. Number one, make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as much as you can that He accepts this, that He gives you good health, that He does not make you dependent on any human being or anyone. Okay, and that He makes you sincere. Number two, don't worry about the logistics. Don't worry about the rituals. Don't worry about any of these things. How am I going to do this? We are all going to do it together. We have to do Hajj too. So we're not just going to leave you. So biggest thing that you need to focus on is your heart, is your heart. The biggest thing you need to focus on is your relationships. The biggest thing you need to focus on is your connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The biggest thing you need to focus on is your grudges. You need to clean your heart. You need to figure out your stuff before you go to Hajj. That will make your Hajj a Hajj Mabrur. I'm telling you, it will make it an increased chance of a Hajj that is accepted. The biggest challenge that people have is their heart and their complaints. Okay, the easiest part is going to the rituals, Mina, then going to Arafah, then going to Muzdalifah. These are easy. Everybody's doing it. What's hard is you controlling your anger, you controlling your heart, you controlling your emotions, you controlling yourself from complaining. Like controlling yourself, not arguing with somebody, because this is a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's the last bit of advice I have. Don't worry. If you get sick, it's a blessing from Allah. Wallahi al-Azim, the Sahaba Ikram, they used to rejoice when they, I'm not saying it's good or bad. The Sahaba used to rejoice when they used to have fever or they used to get sick. Why? To them, it was Allah is forgiving my sins and Allah is elevating me. You know, so it's all about your mindset and your perspective during the time of Hajj. When you get back home, before or after, do whatever you want. But when it comes to Hajj, you know, no, obviously change after Hajj too. No, but change your mindset, change your perspective, be more positive. Okay, that's the biggest challenge, my dear brothers and sisters. If you're gonna get sick, you're gonna get sick. No one can prevent it. How you react to that sickness is gonna determine the quality of your Hajj and the acceptance of your deeds. Wallahu a'lam.
All right, Jazakallah khair. First off, I want to thank everyone who was able to attend today and many others who will be able to benefit from the recordings. And of course, for Dr. Bukhari to actually take some time out and give it to us. I will discuss with Dr. Bukhari the best method of, inshallah, the Hujjaj reaching out to him because he is also, working in the ER and I know he has odd hours. So I want to make sure it's an efficient method and please be patient with him when you're reaching out to him, inshallah. So I'll discuss the best method with him and I will share those details so you can reach out to him, inshallah, to get more information in regards to any questions you may have in regards to the medicines or anything like that. So Jazakallah khair everyone for joining in for today. And next weekend, we will have another seminar, and during the weekdays we are planning to host a couple of religious sessions as well too. So everyone gets an email in regards to the invitation, and we do encourage you. These sessions are not just to benefit the Hujjaj who are going with Itra al-Khair. Anyone can come and join us and benefit from these sessions. We have kept these sessions open for everyone to join. So please, if you know any friends, family, anyone who wants to benefit as well too, invite them as well too. Share the link with them and share it in your other groups as well too. So inshallah, till next session. We will see you inshallah during the weekdays as well too this week to prepare you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.